Did you know that your body burns fat even when you're just sitting on the couch? And there are actually things that you can do to enhance your metabolism or increase your metabolism to make you burn even more fat at rest. Ways that you can actually increase your fat burn at rest. I recently lost 90 pounds myself, and trust me, I learned throughout this process how to work smarter and not harder. So let me show you how you can increase your metabolism and help you to burn more fat at rest so you don't have to work hard anymore. Hi, I'm Derica. If you are new here, welcome. If you have been here, welcome back. A few years ago, I was struggling with my own body weight. I used to think that I had to do intense workouts every day and to eat as little as possible in order for my body to lose fat. Of course, that ended up leading to burnout. So what really worked for me is when I started to kind of look into different hacks on how to increase my metabolism and especially increasing it at rest. What I want to talk about is how fat burning at rest works. Here's the thing, your body is always burning calories. Sleeping or sitting on the couch, watching TV, your body is always burning calories. What I'm gonna talk about is your BMR, or your body's basal metabolic rate. That's just pretty much a fancy way or a fancy term for describing how many calories it is that your body needs to keep you alive. And those things are, or examples of that is like thinking, digesting, breathing, like just things that we naturally do. So what the BMR is the minimum calories your body needs to function at rest. The goal isn't just to burn calories while you're physically exercising. The goal is to maximize how many calories you're burning even when you're resting. So if you raise your baseline burn rate, then your body becomes just a fat burning machine. Getting this TWA, teeny weeny afros today because honey, it's hot out here. It is hot. I'm pretty sure it's hot where y'all at. Talk about our metabolic hacks to burn fat at rest. I just made a video about this, but the first thing I'm gonna mention is strength training. Strength training, weightlifting, lift your weights. Why? Because the more muscle mass you have, the more your body burns fat at rest. You don't have to work as hard and you don't have to try as hard. So if you one of my cardio people, now don't get me wrong, I love my cardio, I love walking, which is what I'm doing right now. But start to incorporate maybe a couple days of strength training. So in a nutshell, muscle is your body's metabolism's best friend. When I started strength training, which actually it's been a while since I started my strength training journey, but when I started strength training was when I really started to notice a huge difference in my body. Walking and strength training, that's the formula. That's the movement formula. Walking, getting your steps up, and strength training, that is the formula. Second thing I want to talk about as far as increasing your metabolism is eating enough protein. Y'all, now when I speak on protein, I'm talking about high quality protein. I'm speaking on protein that comes from whole foods because, as y'all know, I don't like artificial protein. I don't like the protein bars, the protein shakes. I'm not a fan of all of those things because of the additional ingredients that's added into it. But there are ways to increase your protein intake from whole foods. So high quality protein, and I'm gonna tell you why. First and foremost, when you eat enough protein, it keeps you full for longer. Protein and fiber, those are the two that you want to consume to keep you full longer. Protein also burns more calories during digestion, and coupled with the fact that protein helps with it helps you preserve your muscle mass. Lifting your weights, you eating your protein, that's gonna, not only is it gonna boost your metabolism, but it's also gonna help you retain the muscle that you're gaining from strength training. Is sleep. Y'all, as we age, we starting to understand that sleep, these bugs, as we age, we starting to understand that sleep is actually a priority, it's essential, it's not something that is a privilege. We have to prioritize sleeping, especially as we're getting older. I'm gonna tell you what lack of sleep does. It lowers your metabolism, and lack of sleep also increases your cravings. So finally, everyone if you watch more than one of my videos, you know that I'm a nurse and I used to work night shift. So when I finally got off of night shift, that's when my sleep quality increased. And when my sleep quality increased, I noticed a huge difference in how my body recovered and how my body restored post-workout on a day-to-day. Just period. I'm gonna mention is moving your body more outside of physical structured exercise. Y'all, why these bugs be playing with me? Those things are like walking, like I'm doing right now, standing, just like making sure you're mindful of standing. You could do yard work, just going up and down your stairs at home if you have steps in your home, if you're capable of going up and down the stairs, because that's, everybody can't do that. Just, being mindful of how much you're actually physically moving your body outside of working out, because all of those movements add up. So my biggest way of how I increase my steps is by walking, which is what I'm doing right now. It's hot out here though, I ain't gonna lie, but if you're someone who is having intolerable heat, or if you have like fluctuations in your weather, like I'm in Cleveland, Ohio, and it get cold and it could get hot, I would suggest purchasing a walking pad. And pad has worked wonders for me. I still use it, I love it, it's convenient. I don't have to leave my home. I can get 10,000 steps even on the days that I'm just in the house. And especially if you're someone who works remote, I would highly suggest for you to make that purchase and get you a walking hack. I want to mention is don't undereat, y'all. I know it's so easy for you to think, oh, I need to eat in this super large caloric deficit. Y'all, I'm dodging bugs at the same time as I'm walking and talking. Skills, honey. Outdoor skills. But anywho. Don't undereat. Like when you undereat, it actually slows your metabolism. So when I say eating a caloric deficit, I'm saying eating a small caloric deficit. Do not restrict your calories too much. If you're somebody who's supposed to eat around 2,500 calories a day to maintain your current body weight, do not restrict it by like 1,000 calories a day and try to eat 1,500 calories a day. Whew. Honey, listen, the body actually holds on to every single thing that you eat, and it causes you to either sustain your body weight or to gain weight. And we don't want that. Putting yourself in starvation mode causes your body to hold on to fat and to store more fat. When I increased my foods is when my body started to effortlessly lose weight because I increased my metabolism in the process. The thing I want to talk about is my personal routine and how I incorporate all of these things. So what I do on a day-to-day, I strength train around 1 to 3 times a week. On a good week, I'm strength training 3 times a week, but I also used to strength train more frequently, and I've been strength training for a long time, so I have the muscle mass. But for somebody starting out, I would suggest you to strength train maybe around 3 times a week. That's good enough for you to see a significant change. And if you can't make it 3 times, shoot for 1 or 2. Sleep is so important to me, honey. I'm going to get my 8 hours of sleep every night. And on my off days, if I need a nap, I'm taking that too. I walk almost every day. I would say, yeah, for the most part, because it's so easy. So I look forward to walking. It's kind of probably one of my favorite parts of my days. So with that being said, I walk almost every day, but it's just naturally a part of my routine at this point. I don't count my macros, but I used to count my macros once upon a time. So I can't tell you exactly how much protein to eat because I don't really focus or pay attention to that. But if you do want an idea of how much protein you should be eating, you could do one of those macro calculators online, and it'll give you an idea of how much protein you should be eating. Mentioned in this one of my other videos is that I don't eat a whole lot of protein personally. I just eat like a moderate amount of protein, meaning that I'm eating like, meats with most of my meals. And meats, beans, legumes, like things that are a little bit higher in protein, but because I don't supplement protein. But what I noticed is that, I've built a lot of muscle over in my past, and once upon a time I did eat really, really high protein, but I noticed in order for me to keep the muscle mass that I've built over the years, I don't have to eat a lot of protein to sustain that. So I'm not gonna get on here and tell y'all, oh, I'll be eating 150 grams of protein. I don't even track it, so I don't know. But for the next person, you might have to start off tracking your protein. We all gotta start somewhere, and that's where I started. I used to track my macros and I used to track my protein. And I make sure that I'm eating. I want to eat for satisfaction. I want to eat for a feeling of, I eat for a feeling of satisfaction. So I'm not y'all already know. I'm hot. I don't eat super low calories. I eat in a deficit naturally because I eat whole foods, but I don't starve myself. I don't allow my body to go into starvation mode because I know that that's gonna backfire in the long run. I've been there, done that, and when I used to do it, let me tell y'all, I gained a lot of weight. To burn more fat or more calories at rest, you need to build muscle. You need to eat enough protein and prioritize your sleep. You need to not undereat your calories. You need to stay active throughout your day and avoid crash dieting because you're gonna end up gaining that weight back and some. This is me encouraging you to start with maybe at least one of these changes. You don't even have to change all of the above all at once, but to make it sustainable, you wanna make those little small habit changes that's going to compound over time. Down in the comments, is there anything that I mentioned in this video of any of these hacks to increase your basal metabolic rate that you either have recently incorporated or you've incorporated it in the past and you feel like it was like a game changer for your body losing weight or, maybe losing weight past the plateau or your body leaning out? You just felt like it was just that thing that you needed, that your body needed to just jumpstart your metabolism. And since I'm filming this video while walking, let me know what y'all's step goal is, because again, movement is medicine, y'all. If you want more tips like these, don't forget to subscribe and go on and check out my video on how you should be strength training and how strength training is for everyone. And then my other video that's about how I lost 90 pounds and what I incorporated and changed to lose that 90 pounds. And not just losing, honey, keep it off. Again, it's so beautiful out here. I'm gonna do a little 360. Y'all like the TWA? This is my little teeny weeny afro. It's too hot to be wearing weaves and wigs and braids and any of that. Nope. It's gonna have to be a fro day today. It's in the 90s where I'm at. My sister told me it's in the 100s where she at. So I can imagine how hot it is where you are. But what I wanted to say was, I'll see y'all again soon. Hey, 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 hey.